Okay, so today what we're looking at is composite functions. We're looking at key point 6. So let's have okay, let's have Leila. Leila, join me on key point 6, please.
Okay, fg is a composite function. To work out fg of x, work out g of x, and then substitute your answer into f of x.
Okay, so composite functions, I mean, in one sense, could be a little bit of kind of like a glorified title or a really kind of like a posh way of saying you're doing two substitutions. Like I said before in the previous video, f of x is like a very kind of posh way of saying basically y equals. In our old sense, we would always say y equals the function. Here now we're saying f of x, which is like a general way of saying it, or a posh way of saying it. So let's have a look at what it means by looking at question number 13. We have f of x equals 6 minus 2x, and then g of x equals x squared plus 7. So let's copy that bit of the question out. Okay, copy and paste it over here. Let's do the question. And let's do our first part of the question, which is this one here. Copy, paste. Okay, so now, if it says, Leila, g of f2, what do they want us to do first?
You substitute the 2 into the f equation first.
Yes, so we've got to start here first. That's where we're going to start.
Yeah.
So we're going to start with the f of 2. So that's the beginning part. So you don't actually read it from left to right. You read it from next to the bracket going that way too. So basically reading it from right to left. That's the one you do first, and that's the one you do second. So let's get rid of all the extra, all this extra stuff here. Now, f of 2. So we do f of 2, and here we go. That goes there. So 6 minus 2 times by 2. So that gives us what?
6 take away 4 is 2.
6 take away 4 is equal to?
2.
2. Now, what we do with this answer here, so the answer of 2 goes into where?
Into the g equation.
Into the g. So now we do g of x, which is actually there, is equal to x squared plus 7. So we're going to grab this 2 and put it into where?
Into the g.
And that's right. So you put the 2 here. You say g of 2 is equal to 2 squared add 7.
Yeah.
So then g of 2 is equal to?
4 add 7, so 11.
This is equal to 11. So in this particular question, we are doing what we done last lesson, but we're doing it twice. So a composite function means not more than one function, basically. Like when you have composite shapes, you have like multiple rectangles joining together to make up the shape. Here we got 2. Composite can also mean 3, and if you want to do 4, it could be 4 as well. So we're doing substitution, follow it, and put it into the next substitution. That is basically a glorified substitution. Substitution, and then substitution again. So what's the next question? It says, now, sometimes they don't want you to put numbers. They can actually switch it around as well. They can say g of f or f of g. It's the same thing. You just do the g first and the f afterwards instead. But sometimes they ask you to put the x's in there instead. So let's have a go at that one. And let's get Ismail. Thank you for that, Leila. So let's have a quick look at what happens if they ask us to put the x in instead as the second example. So let's have a look. We can actually make one question up. We could just say g of f of x. So what would you do with this one? So Mr. Ismail, tell me please.
Do you put the whatever? So you know how f(x) equals 6 minus 2x? Do you put that into x squared plus 7?
That's right. So what we're doing here is we have to substitute the whole function f of x into g. So we get the function. So the function, so f of x is equal to 6 minus 2x. And then we say g of x is equal to?
6 minus 2x squared plus 7.
Okay, g of x equals x squared plus 7. So what we're doing with this here, so we're grabbing all of this here and substitute it into?
G of x.
Okay, so then we have to change that now. So that becomes G of,
6 minus 2x
so
equals,
wherever, that's right. So
yeah.
wherever you see the x, you substitute the 6 minus 2x in there. Okay. So that's what happens. The x has a new value. So you put in the whole function of f into the g, and then you're manipulating the formula. So it says 6 minus 2x squared plus 7. So we need to really multiply that out and simplify that. So how do we do 6 minus 2x squared? What do we do?
You have to write 2 brackets out and then expand it.
I think we're running a little bit out of space. Let's make it a little bit smaller. Okay. So you're saying right out the 2 brackets, 6 minus 2x. Everybody write it down, please. 6 minus 2x plus 7. So what? Come on, expand it for me.
You get 36 minus 12x, then minus 12x again, and plus 4x plus 7. It's got a focus idea.
Yeah, 4x squared. Okay, lovely.
Yeah.
So the 4x squared part, we can put it at the
First, at the beginning.
beginning. And the minus 12x and the minus 12x can give us how many x's altogether?
Minus 24x,
And the 36 plus 7 will give us?
45.
Will give us 45.
No, 43.
43. So we could say here now g of f of x, and that's been settled.
Yeah.
And there's the answer. Okay, so the difference between the first example that we done, gf of 2 and gf of x, is that we are actually putting functions in instead. So I think without any further delay, does anybody require any more examples on the gf of 2? Okay, put your hands up next to your name. Okay, any more examples of the first one? You know what you're doing? Okay, right. So time to do some questions. Here we go. So the first one, I've done gf of 2. I want everybody to practice gf of 7 and then fg of 5 for the first 2 functions there. So get cracking with that. And for the next functions here, you have 3 functions. Okay, so now they want to do hg of x. We have gh of x, and we have fg of x. Okay, let's have a go at those questions. Anybody needs any further assistance? Just put your hand up, tell me, and we'll give you the extra assistance. So we're going FG5. Let me add another page. Add a page. We're doing F. Is it FG5? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so what's G?
So G is.
So G of 5 is equal to 5 squared
plus 7.
plus 7, which gives you 25. Add 7, which is
32.
32. So G of 5 is 32. And now you got to put that answer into the f function. The f function's here. F of x equals 6 minus 2x. So f of 32, that goes into the f, and it's 6 minus 2x. 6 minus 2 lots of the 32. So that'll give you 6 minus 32 times by 2 will give you 64. So it'll be minus 64. So f of 32 will give you that. What's 6 minus 64?
Minus 54. Actually, was 10.
No, minus 58. Minus 4 minus 2.
I take away 2.
You take the right now, yeah? So that is actually FG of 5. Okay. Right. Okie dokie. Right. So, quick question. Are we happy on the question number 30? Show of hands, please. Are we understanding composite substitution? So, we've got some hands going up. Now, okay, now can you please put your hands up if you need a little bit more help on the second part where you're actually putting one function into the other function. I think that's the part where everybody's going to slow down. Now you've got 3 of those questions there. How many of you need as further as examples on question number 14? So put your hands down and put them back up again for that question. How many of you need more help on question 14, where you're putting one function as a function completely? Okay, we've got a couple of hands showing up. Okay, yeah. Lisa, where is she? No, she's left. Okay, right. Okay, quick one. Mr. Ismail and Mr. Abu Bakr, did you manage to get question 14, the green questions correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I can't see any.
Yeah.
I can't see any communication from you. I don't know whether you guys are. I think I got one answer from you. 40 minus 4x squared.
That was wrong, but then I wrote and I knew the answer basically.
Okay. Okay, right. You need to keep the communication running, because at the moment it's just like it's just literally like a ghost. Because you guys are doing stuff, you're not feeding me back the answers. You everybody pay attention, please. We are now going to go through those questions. Abu Bakr and Ismail, if you want to carry on with the unhighlighted questions, I'm going to go through the highlighted questions, and hopefully we can get the answers in red.
So can I carry on as well, please? Because I know how to.
Okay, yeah, of course you can, Leila.
Okay.
Okay, right, let's have Aisha. Aisha, you join me on one of the questions. Join me on question B. Right, so Aisha, we have question B here. So we have fg of x. Okay, so what does fg of x mean? When you see that question, what are they asking you to do? Well, they don't want you to do what do they want you to do? They want you to get the g function and substitute it into the excellent. What is the g function?
Is it no? Yeah, 10 take away x.
Yeah, so the actual function is actually this part here, 10 minus x. So they want you to get the 10 minus x and put it into what?
The f.
Into there. That's absolutely right. So they want you to do f of x equals 4x minus 3. And in the f of x, they want you to put g of x. So we know that g of x equals 10 minus x. So this one here is g of x, yeah?
Yeah.
And where are we going to put that?
The f.
Into the as a substitution for the x. So we gain the g function, the actual function itself, minus the g of x lettering, and we are substituting it into there. So now what we're going to be doing is wherever we see an x, we're going to put what in there instead?
The substitution. No, the 10 take away x thing.
Absolutely. So that will basically go in here. So we do 4 lots of 10 minus x, take away 3. So that's where it's going. Right, so what happens now? Can you multiply that for me?
That would be 40 take away x equal minus 3.
Is 40 take away 4x. 4 times by minus x is minus 4x. So that gives you that. What's 40 take away 3?
It's 37.
Finished. So we are getting the algebra for the one equation we're putting into the second one. So now, we seem to have got the answer. So let's have a look at hg of x now. So let's add another page onto that. And let's grab that question. So they want us to do, okay. Hg of x is the next question, which is question F. And we have to put, now which one? Okay, thank you for that, Aisha. Let's have, who else we have? Okay. Anaya, join me on this next one, please. What do they want us to put into what?
They want us to put G into H.
Absolutely. So where's that G? Our G is the 10 minus x, and they want to put it into this time, not going this way, they wanted to put it into where? Into that one. So we have here x squared plus 7. And in the x squared plus 1, they want to put 10 minus x in there again. So it's the same substitution, but in a different function. So the 10 minus x, the one you put into there. So h of, okay, so which equals, so this is the bit that we are putting in terms of where the x would normally be. So the x would normally be here in the function. Okay, done. So let's work that out. So how do you work that out, Anaya?
You need to find G. No.
Okay, we have substituted 10 minus x into x squared plus 7. I need you to tell me what we do now on here.
Oh,
How do we do what we've written down?
you need to find X.
We don't need to find any x. We're not solving at the moment. We are simply simplifying. So we've done the substitution. We need now to multiply it out and simplify it. So what does 10 minus x squared mean?
10 minus X times by 10 minus X.
So let's multiply that then. Come on.
100
Yeah.
minus 10x minus 10x
Yeah. Then.
plus 2x.
Remember, minus x times by minus x won't be 2x. You're adding them together. You're multiplying them. You're multiplying out the brackets. Yeah, minus times by minus gives you plus, and x times by x gives you x squared. Are we happy with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you sure?
Mm-hmm.
All right, now simplify that for me finally.
100 minus 20x plus x squared plus 7.
Well, we need to really add the 7 onto this, isn't it? Because aren't you supposed to simplify like terms?
107 minus 20x plus x squared.
And that will give you what?
HG.
Okay, let's just check. Does it match? Yeah, it matches exactly. Okay, so we're going to get better with these the more and more we practice. Okay, lovely, folks. That's excellent. Let's have a look. What else do we have left now on this particular page up there? If I can find it. So yeah, we done good on that. We done good on that. Okay. All right, quick show of hands, please, folks. Are we ready to move on to looking at inverse functions? So composite functions is basically substitution twice. You substitute into the first part, the answer then goes into the second part. And then we had, when you do FG of x, I would say that's a little bit more involved because you're actually not putting numbers in anymore and working it through. You're actually substituting one whole equation into the other equation as an x. So I would say question number 14 will require quite a bit more practice by some of you. Okay, so we need to now move on to looking at inverse functions. And as a little treat for you guys today, I've even got some exam questions that I've been teaching recently. And we're going to incorporate those and see how what we're learning today comes to life in the exam, comes to life. Okay, right, so we need to look at inverse functions. Key point 7. So that was, okay, I think for that, we will stop this original video and make a new one.